When you think of street food, you probably picture something simple, right? Maybe a classic hot dog, something quick, maybe a little greasy. But what if I told you that simple grub is actually at the heart of a massive culinary revolution? Let's dive into how the street food scene is changing, like right now, right before our eyes. I mean, really think about it for a second. The hot dog you grab from a street cart? It's the go-to, no-frills bite, isn't it? Something you get on the run without giving it a second thought. Well, that very idea is about to get completely flipped on its head. Because right now, things like climate shifts, new technology, and this deep, deep craving for sustainability, they're turning that simple cart into a canvas for some pretty incredible innovation. Seriously, the streets are where all the action is, and it's proving to be more exciting than ever before. Okay, so let's circle back to our classic example, the hot dog. You might be surprised to hear that its biggest evolution is actually a move away from meat. It's shifting from that familiar indulgence into a full-on symbol of health and sustainability. And listen, this isn't some small niche trend we're talking about. The market for plant-based hot dogs is on track to hit a staggering $2.5 billion by 2034. That is a huge economic and cultural shift happening, literally on our sidewalks. I mean, this is a really surprising twist, right? The hot dog, once the poster child for a meaty indulgence, is now leading the charge for planet-friendly food. So why is this happening? Well, it's because today's consumers, you and me, we're demanding options that actually line up with our values. Health, the environment, you name it. And this isn't just for vegans anymore. It's a massive trend for anyone looking for a more sustainable choice without giving up that classic comfort food vibe. And they are absolutely not sacrificing flavor. Nope. Brands are getting so good at making these things from jackfruit and mushrooms that they're fooling even the most diehard meat eaters. Like this tester from Consumer Reports said it was crispy as heck. That's the new benchmark. You know, this innovation goes way beyond just the ingredients. The whole street food experience is getting a kind of high-fashion makeover, which brings us right to our second huge trend. The key idea to grab onto here is affordable luxury. What does that mean? It's basically about democratizing the whole gourmet experience. It's taking the creativity and the polish of a super fancy restaurant and plopping it right onto the street for everyone to enjoy on the go. So, what does this actually look like? Well, we're talking about vendors using really refined techniques like fermented glazes made with miso or kombucha to create these incredibly deep, complex flavors. Just imagine getting a rich Korean stew or a delicate cheesecake served on actual fine porcelain from a humble street cart. This whole thing is being driven by Gen Z's demand for unique, totally Instagram-worthy moments, and it just goes to show how casual food is becoming a legit art form. And as Chef Ximena Hernandez points out, this is not just a gimmick. It's a direct response to what people actually want. Amazing, high-quality food, just without all the fuss or the price tag of a traditional restaurant. All this creativity, it naturally leads to our third major trend, this incredible blending of global cuisines. The street has basically become a laboratory for flavor combinations that they don't care about borders. We're seeing some wild hybrids out there, like ramen salads with a sweet and sour hollandaise or guacamole made with hemp seeds. Latin Asian fusions, especially, are just exploding. And what's really fascinating is that some of the best innovations are actually born from limitations. When chefs move to a new country or can't get certain ingredients, they're forced to get creative. They adapt local stuff to their traditional recipes, and boom, something entirely new and exciting is born. This quote from Chef Santiago Lasra really just hits the nail on the head. Food becomes a kind of cultural exchange, an active ambassadorship. What's so powerful about this is that every fusion dish tells a much deeper story about connection, about creativity that came from pure necessity. But hey, it's not all about creating something brand new from scratch. Our next trend shows how vendors are actually looking to the past, taking these time-honored traditional recipes and just giving them a fresh update for the modern world. Yeah, this is where heritage meets health. We're seeing beloved dishes, think Ethiopian stews or Ukrainian pancakes, completely reimagined to be fully plant-based or gluten-free, all while using eco-friendly ingredients. The key here is that they are stewarding their culture, not replacing it. They're using storytelling about where the food comes from and their sustainable practices to connect with customers on a way deeper level. And as Woin from Ethiopic Kitchen says, this is all about craftsmanship. These aren't just lazy shortcuts. This is about applying serious skill and a whole lot of love to make traditional food that fits how we eat today, but without losing its soul. It's like a bridge between the past and the future. And speaking of the future, our final trend is all about technology. Tech is turning the street food transaction from just a simple purchase into a totally personalized, interactive experience. Okay, let's walk through how this works. You can pre-order on an app, that's pretty standard, but it goes way further. Imagine an AI suggesting a spice level for you based on your past orders, or even letting you co-create a completely custom dish with the vendor in real time. It turns passive eating into active participation. You're part of the process. And what this really points to is a fundamental shift in the whole relationship. You're not just a customer anymore. You are a collaborator in creating your own meal. This is absolutely the future of service. So, when you put it all together, the plant-based movement, the affordable luxury, those borderless fusions, the revived traditions, and all this personalization, what you see is this incredible collision of forces. Tech, tradition, and taste are all coming together to create a street food scene that is more dynamic, more personal, and way more exciting than it has ever been. It really makes you think, doesn't it? The next time you walk up to a food cart, what are you going to find? Sure, it might still be a hot dog, but I guarantee you it's going to be anything but basic. So what unexpected twist is out there waiting for you?